is the Run Your Day podcast with Dan Hafner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. My gosh, it's good to say that again. My name is Dan Hafner. Welcome back into the show. Today's topic is this, the 2021 reset. As always, I appreciate you all joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. All right, my friends. So, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've got a new episode out here, but I'm very, very excited for this. Man, there's been a lot that's happened over the past couple of months. There was obviously another hiatus. If you listen to the show, every time a new one comes out, there's a couple months hiatus there. But you know what? I don't regret it because I've been working my ass off to try to figure out some new and better ways forward, not only for this show, but for you as audience members, for my business and for the business of rebuilding ourselves, our lives inside of this experience that we all live in called the craziness of 2020 and 2021. So I'm very, very excited. I'm going to get into a little bit of that here inside of this episode. But today, I just want to give you guys a quick, this is really going to be more informational than lesson-based and content-based of this show. But I guess, I always have to provide some value. I always got to come at you guys with something. So today is actually right after following all of the craziness with our country, with the Capitol riots, with the inauguration of Joe Biden, with all the craziness, the change, the upheaval, like all the good, crazy stuff that has happened in the good old United States of America. I hate to say you gotta love it, but do you really expect anything else at this point? Let's be real for a second. Do you expect? Was anyone really, really shocked when they saw all of that stuff happening? Let's be honest. We all kind of could tell that with the year that we had inside of 2020, that some shit was gonna happen. Some crazy shit was gonna happen. So I won't go any more into it, but let's just be real with ourselves. This is just the way the world is anymore. So what's crazy about that is all of this stuff provides such a good window for us to reset. Especially if you're listening to this, if you're an American. I know a lot of our audience is international. If you're listening to this, I'd really love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of this. But for those of you, the bulk of the audience here is based in America. So as Americans, whether you pay attention to politics or not, it's kind of hard not to these days. But honestly, this year, people have such low expectations for 2021, right? People are well, it's going to be worse. It's going to be way worse. COVID's going to get worse. All this stuff in politics, in the government, and it's going to be worse, right? And that's obviously I don't have to tell you, that's such pessimistic thinking. It's almost embarrassingly pessimistic thinking. If you guys follow me on TikTok, actually, I've started to kind of grow that channel as a way to promote the show as well. I shared a couple of recent videos on there where I just talked about this idea of self-accountability, self-responsibility, right? And I just echo that in here. And, no matter what people tell you, no matter what you think you should be doing with your life, no matter what way you were brought up, no matter what you were brought up to believe, you are ultimately in control of yourself, right? You are ultimately in control of your thoughts, your mind, your direction, your purpose, your life. And that's why we see so many people go for all these crazy conspiracy theories. That's why we see people, fall for dupes and scams and all kinds of stuff. But that's also why you see people achieve huge, incredible things in their life. If you watch the news, you'll see nothing but bad news about how many people are out of work, how many people are living on the edge and all this stuff. But what do you not hear about? You don't hear about the amazing amount of success that new small businesses had, online entrepreneurs had in 2020. Like, you don't hear about that type of stuff. I can tell you probably 5 stories off the top of my head of people I personally know who decided to go down this entrepreneurial route and have succeeded thus far, right? But you don't hear about that stuff. You don't hear about that stuff. And I'm not here to make this a political conversation, but like, what I'm just trying to tell you guys in this short little, this episode here is, look at your 2021. Look at your new path forward, right? As a way to reset, to change an identity you have about yourself. Now, that's a big thought. That's a big thought. And I might do an extra episode on that sometime down the road, but changing your identity, right? Like, who do you identify as? You tell yourself a seductive story about yourself, and you start to believe that. You start to believe that you're overweight. You start to believe that you're not worthy of love. You start to believe that you're only worth $40,000 a year. You start to believe these things because you tell yourself these things, and this becomes your identity. And, whether you want to make a New Year's resolution, whether you want to stick with, make another New Year's resolution after you already quit yours so far, like, how about trying to change your identity? Now, that shit's hard. That's hard, but that is what leads to lasting change. I remember when I first decided to go down this path of entrepreneurship and doing my own thing, and like, it was scary as hell, right? And I had no idea if I was going to succeed, how long it would take me to succeed, what it would look like, the type of obstacles I would come up against. If I knew then what I know now, I would not have done it. I would not have done it. But I did, and I was blissfully ignorant. But I changed my identity eventually. That's why I struggled for so long, was I still believed that, I still have to act this way. I still have to speak this way. I still have to talk this way. I still have to think this way, which was not aligning with where I wanted to go. And once I finally realized, and I'm in the process of another identity shift now, but once I realized that I really had to shift my identity to be something and someone 100% different, only then was I able to realize that I can get what I want by shifting my identity, by purging, and by doing this immense reset of myself, of my mindsets, of my skill sets, of the way I talk to myself, of the way I ate, of the way I did everything. And I'm still undergoing that right now. Like, I still do that. I don't claim to be have achieved all of that. It's a process. It's a daily process, and there's a lot of work required with it, right? So this actually kind of brings me to what I wanted to talk to you guys about, as far as the direction of the show heading forward and the different, basically a reset for the Run Your Day podcast, right? So I debated changing the name. I think I'm going to stick with the name Run Your Day Podcast for now. I'll let you guys know, obviously, if I change it, and you'll probably see it on the graphics. Wherever you listen to this, you'll click on something and it'll say, obviously a different title, but I think I'm going to keep it. And what I've been working on over the past couple of months, and I alluded to this a little bit in late 2020, but I've really done a lot of work on it, and I'm ready to kind of tell you guys about this because I'm launching this now, is the Run Your Day app. Okay. So a little bit of a backstory. What really has fueled my transformation as a man, as a person, as a businessman, has been a program that I have been a part of since 2018, called Wake Up Warrior. It's founded by a man by the name of Garrett J. White out in California. I had no business being a part of this group when I first started, and still to this day, I don't really meet the demographic for it. You can look into it on your own. What's called Wake Up Warrior, and you can look into it on your own. But basically, that is the program that has single-handedly changed my entire life, changed my mindset, changed who I am, changed my marriage, changed my entire life, right? And one of their tools that really changed me was called an app that they have. It's called the Stack app. Now, basically, the Stack app, without getting super into it, is an app that allows you to kind of have a conversation with yourself to figure things out on your own, right? And I fell in love with this. I've done probably almost 1,500 to 2,000 of those over the past 2 years, and I've really developed a skill with it. And what I realized was that inside of this topic of running your day, of figuring things out, of figuring out how to take the right action, and inside of, all of the problems that you and I run into every single day, inside of confusion, discord, stress, anxiety, fear, chaos, just all this different stuff that happens throughout our day, I figured out that this single piece of talking to yourself through, a bot conversation, through an automated conversation, actually helped me shift my mindset in a completely different direction. And I was able to single-handedly pull off things inside of business, inside of my life, inside of my marriage that never, ever would have been possible if that had not been the case, right? So I decided to kind of make my own Stack app, because I eventually started to realize that there were things that were missing that I wanted to deal with, that I needed to deal with, right? So I actually went out and invested in software, and I built this entire app. It's called the Run Your Day app, and I want you to go to the App Store or Google Play and download it right now and sign up for an account, because I have put multiple of these conversations, these bot conversations inside of the app that are designed to help you. They're designed to help you deal with your feelings. They're designed to help you attack your day, attack what you're doing, do bigger things, get the clarity inside of your head and inside of your heart, pulled out of the chaos and the anxiety and the fear and the bullshit that we all face every single day. This is what changed my life, and this is what I've now created to help you. Okay, so go over to runyourdaypodcast.com. You can get the links there to go download it on the App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can just access it right through a browser at app.runyourdaypodcast.com. Okay, be sure to sign up for an account. Get it while it's free, because this is not going to be free forever. This stuff is incredibly valuable. It's insanely productive. It's insanely useful. And I promise you, if you've never done this or had this experience before, I'm actually going to have a coaching program that's going to go along to teach more about this and dive deeper into all of this. Just like I talked about the big reset for the Run Your Day podcast. The Run Your Day app is the future of this podcast, of this show. You're going to be able to access the podcast inside of there. You're going to be able to go through guided meditations with me that I'm putting together inside of these bots. It's going to be an absolute game changer for you, especially if you experience a lot of fear, anxiety, chaos, confusion, all this stuff. And it's just getting started. So I'm super excited about it. I want you to head over and download the Run Your Day app right now and move forward with this, because I promise you, this is only the beginning of this, and it's going to absolutely blow your freaking mind when you walk through these and you start doing the reps of this every single day, maybe multiple times a day, because I'm telling you, it's the single biggest thing that changed my life forever inside of the Wake Up Warrior program. And I promise you, I've taken what I've learned there and put it into this new software that I created to create something that's different, that deals with different things, that meets you at a different place. And I'm so excited. And I've poured my heart and soul into this. And I want you to experience it. I want you to use it. I want you to get benefit from it and change your life. And change your life for the better. That's what I want. Okay? So that is all I have for you today, my friends. As always, Dan Hafner signing off. Head over to app.runyourdaypodcast.com or go and download the Run Your Day app on the App Store or Google Play today. I will talk to you guys next time. I'm super excited to be back. Let's get after it. Hey, my friend, before you check out from this episode, I have something very awesome to tell you. If you haven't already, you need to download the Run Your Day app right now. It's absolutely amazing and will change your freaking life. It is the official app of this podcast. Now, you might be a regular listener of the show, or maybe you're new to the podcast. And either way, I want you to actually start implementing the things that you hear me talk about on this podcast every single day. I'm going to quote something for you here. Revelation without implementation is simply masturbation, my friend. Yes, I said it. So don't be that guy. Download the Run Your Day app now from either the Apple App Store or Google Play. Or, you know what, even if you boycott both of those stores for some reason, you can access the same app at app.runyourdaypodcast.com. That's app.runyourdaypodcast.com. No download required. We got guided meditations, self-guided chat journeys, which are super freaking cool. And they actually help you run your day and figure out your mental blocks. So it's something you can't afford to miss out on. So please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and download the Run Your Day app on your phone and take this experience to the next level. I'll see you there.